As you look at your day, today, any day, you have three kinds of motivation to think about. What is motivating you from the outside? An alarm clock says now's the time to get started, perhaps. You don't feel like it when the alarm clock goes off, but it imposes something from the outside. And during the industrial era, the thing that imposed on people when they were going to work was this whistle that would play off of the factory. They would go whoop, and people knew that it was the time to start or the time to quit. And so people en masse, like ants, marching, would walk into the factories, and then they'd go to their workstation and do their work. And then when the whistle blew at the end of the day, they would quit and go home. They didn't say, well, I think I'll go to work now and I think I'll quit then. We've changed a little bit now, where we've allowed people to do their work from home, and the great fear was that people wouldn't be motivated to get their work done. And there's evidence going both ways on that. Some people work very well on their own because they have adopted a motivation to do their work that's independent of whether or not there's others around them sort of cracking the whip. But then there are other people who think they're going to work from home, but they just stay home and don't work. There's a mix of varieties there. These motivations that start from the inside of you are one thing. The kinds that starts from the outside of you are another thing. But these independent motivations that you have, that you identify and you work with as identified motivations, they're the ones that will make all of the difference as to where you go in life. Now your identified motivations will change from time to time, and you will make major switches in your life. You'll move, for example, from being single to being married, and then the identified motivations change radically. You can't just throw your dirty socks on the floor like you used to and maintain a strong relationship. You have to learn how to work with the other person, and that's a major shift that often marriages, while they don't externally break down in the first year, they actually have the seeds of the breakdown in the very first year, because people don't realize that their motivations have to be integrated together, where they work as a team. The identified motivations of your life are those which you must think about, what you're committed to. One of the great commitments that I long for is to see more young people committing themselves to serving the Lord Jesus with their lives. Whether they get paid or not paid is a separate issue as far as I'm concerned. You don't go into serving in ministry because it's a good paying job. You go in because you can make a difference. Everybody wants to make a difference in their life, and the way you make a difference in your life is you understand the motivations that are driving you and make more choices that are using the forces of your brain and the people around you to make the right choices for you. You won't always see the right choices without some help from outside, and that's why we desperately need each other as we manage all of our motivations. Why do we do what we do? What were you thinking? Well, you can do better thinking. If you surround yourself with better resources, better people, if you read better material, if you pay attention to what you consume, you will develop a capacity to do better with the motivations in your life.